Going on, everyone? Costi with PickDawgz, episode number 44 with Eric Pathy. As we're recording this live Tales from the Ticket, we have two games going on live as we speak. TCU and Ohio State and Troy versus Nebraska. So wonder how many viewers are actually watching the games, Eric, versus going to be tuning into the show. We've never done a show before during March Madness, as we're usually not at home base during March Madness. We're usually in Las Vegas. What's going on, man?
In Las Vegas. You know what's going on. I'm alive. No, man, just ready for baseball. Ready to show these people how you can make consistent money in baseball, losing 60% of the time.
It's always, and I send these reports, right? So I send the reports, I send the data, and people are baffled. They're baffled that you could literally lose. They're like, I don't understand. How do you lose this many games? Like the concept of underdogs is like right over their heads, that you could make significant amount of money in baseball losing 60% of the time. And if you hit 46% of the time or 45% of the time, then you make a insane amount of money. So, but it takes the fun away from it in terms of there's a lot of games every day. It's high volume. That is the only strategy that I have been in this business for this many years that can actually be sustainable season after season, year after year. It's still weird, though, talking about baseball during March Madness. As much as I'm excited, we talked about it on the show last week, but this is the time, like Kelly just said, we're usually at the viewing party. This is where I am literally sitting on a couch, eating a buffet at 10 a.m. in Las Vegas, and I leave there at 8 p.m. Literally just plastered there on a couch.
How about me?
I
pop in and then I leave.
You were what's called not a game watcher. Not a game watcher.
Not a game watcher.
So we had 242 people sign up for the bracket, the free bracket challenge that we hosted here on PickDawgz. Top three prizes. Listen, you could pick 2 months at first place, handicapper of your choice. You could select Eric and get the dime club for 2 months. That's offered, even though it's not on the site. I will offer it. Second place is 1 month, and then third place is 1 week, and you get swag with each prize. So last year, Brad actually won the whole thing. He did not get any prizes. We gave it to the number one fan, but Brad ended up winning last year. Not a perfect bracket, though.
Not a perfect bracket.
Do you know the odds for a perfect bracket?
I mean, I can ask.
No, don't ask. What do you think?
Take a lightning. Guess. It's like lightning.
I know, but it's hard. No, it's hard. You have a better shot of getting struck by lightning than you do of getting a perfect bracket. 1 in 20 billion. Isn't that insane? That you would think that there was some sort of algorithm, code, system. People have been doing this.
67 games. It's too many games. You can't do it. There's no way. 67 games.
You would think no spread. Just winning outright. Now, I get it. When you get in the later rounds, you get in the Sweet 16, you get in the Elite 8 and beyond. The spreads are basically, a lot of them could be coin flips. But still, even in the first round, the round of 32, the round of Sweet 16, there's still upsets. And it's never happened. In all these years, that's the insanity of this tournament, the one and done scenario. We're watching the game as we speak, and
you're watching the game as we speak.
Nebraska is tied 15-15 against Troy, and we have TCU up on Ohio State. So, aside from just the tournament itself and the brackets, there's a lot of money can be made with all sorts of different products, whether how you're attacking the market, what you're attacking the market with. Don't sleep on the NBA. Don't sleep on the NHL. We released 4 NHL games. We've already released a couple NBA games. So just because the tournament is going on, don't get sucked in to just game watching today. You
How many does Micah's bot have so far today?
I'm not even sure.
I mean, I'm looking in one account here. So like I was looking at one account, he went 10-3 yesterday. And like what you were saying is that you were saying not everybody, yeah, we have access to all this information, but not everybody can use it. The reality is people, a lot of times, even when you post plays on Telegram, people come back and check their Telegram 5 hours later, and you're trying to get a specific price on a game, and it may not matter, but it may matter. A lot of times it does matter. So unless you can sit there like Brad asked me about the second halves, unless you're sitting there like a maniac, stuck with your Don Best screen in front of you and not moving for hours, very, very hard to live bet. And because the second you hit refresh, the line's gone. But people don't understand when we title the channel Micah's bot channel is their bots. People don't understand what a bot means. What a bot means is that you're able to bet the same game in 1,000 accounts simultaneously, called hitting the number without moving the number, right? If I give you a game, it's like Ring Around the Rosie. If I give you a game and I say bet this game, Louisville -6, I'm just making that up because it's in front of me. And then you tell your buddy, and then he tells his buddy, and they keep logging in. After the line will keep moving. What the bot does is it allows you to massively hit the game simultaneously and suppress it before the computer actually realizes, wow, everybody hit this game. Because as I was explaining to one of our clients yesterday, I was showing him one of our bot accounts. It's a $200 limit per game. Like people are under this illusion that these syndicates are going in and they're betting 5,000 a game on a game because they see on social media some guy's bragging that no. I'm looking at an account 10-3 yesterday, 200 a game. But now if you can replicate that 200 a game, because the average bookmaker isn't going to freak out that you're betting 200 a game. So if you can replicate that over and over and over again, like right now I'm looking at one of Micah's accounts. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games before we even get started. That 12 could probably be 50 by the end of the day. And what I notice when I show people these accounts and they say, let me see, and I'll send them a video, like a roll of it. I notice they're so used to watching social media where people are showing fake large betting tickets that their brain doesn't register. What do you mean he's betting 200 a game? Dude, it's 200 a game multiplied by 200 accounts. It's not. So as we've discussed in the past, if you, especially on a legal app, can bet 100,000 a game and go on social media and brag about it, you're a loser because you're not limited, right? If you're trying to stay under the radar, you get all these people that ask the same questions here every week. It's the 44th show. Every week somebody says, how do I not get limited? Well, first of all, you're not getting limited unless you're a client. If you're not a client, you're not getting limited because you're not winning, right? So this is an illusion, right? They're like putting the cart before the horse. They're worrying about worrying about something that literally will not happen, right? And I say, get more books and bet smaller. And, like I was talking to a guy this morning, these two guys, they did a group buy with me. They're large bettors and they have all this credit, but they're not utilizing their credit. And so, as I always explain, increasing the wager on a small account doesn't help you. That just causes your variance to be greater. Because like yesterday, what was it? What am I, 12-1 in the last 13 for free on YouTube? And you're monitoring.
Let's talk about that as well. So you did something brand new, which is, I love the idea. I mean, everything.
Let me before you get into it.
Go ahead.
But for everybody that watched the video today, the reason why I didn't do it, I got food poisoning Tuesday night, and I basically didn't get out of bed till now. So I was like, fuck it. When I went to do the video last night, 2-minute video, I was dying for a day and a half. So my first cup of coffee since Tuesday, it's Thursday. You know how long it's been since I went 48 hours without caffeine? Go ahead.
So you did something brand new. Again, on the videos that you do on the Dime Club, on the YouTube channel, you don't script anything. We do everything just how it flows. We don't know how the show is going to go. That's what makes it Tales from the Ticket, because we just talk, and certain situations of the past come up, certain scenarios come up, certain stories. You've been in this industry longer than I was actually 3 years old when you started. You can't say it to me. You could say it the most, that you've been in this industry longer than I've been alive. That's not the case for me. But I was not in the United States. I was still in the Ukraine when you got into the industry. I didn't come here till 1991. So
I graduated high school in 91.
Right. And you did this new segment where you are giving the strategy to the fans. We're posting on a clipboard on the screen. You're giving them the strategy, and you're letting them figure out the strategy. And then we post the answer to the strategy an hour or two before game time. What I love about it is I am your YouTube police. I am the guy that is just in the comments, responding to the goons, responding to the appreciation, and everywhere in between. And you would be surprised how lazy some people are.
Why doesn't he give out the pick?
Why don't you give me the pick? And then you have other people who go, I don't even want the pick. I want to learn the strategy. I like doing it. And we have about 95% that love it. And then we have the 5% that are goons. And usually when you click their YouTube profile, they're under the age of 21, or it seems to look like that. And their attention span is about 2 minutes. So if you go for 9 minutes, you go for 11 minutes doing a long form video, you lost their attention after 2 minutes. That's the generation that is coming up these days, where they can't sit still for longer than 2 minutes, let alone watch you rant, whatever the case may be that day, for 9 minutes. So I get the pleasure of responding to them. I love it. I get enjoyment out of it. It makes my day.
Let's check it today.
No. Again, because you didn't do the strategy.
I was dead.
You didn't do the strategy. There wasn't a long form, so we're not going to get the excitement. But the last couple of days were great. I think it's definitely a new wrinkle.
I mean, it's crazy because I'm looking back. Let me go to ericpathy.com to my playlist. I think I got like 100 comments, of which a lot of them were just like totally outrageous. Which I don't, again, these people that it's when they say, oh man, he's angry. Like, angry? What do I care?
But it's the facial expression. They don't understand. I know you, so I know you're not angry. But it's
55 comments yesterday. I think the 16th is when I decided to do it. I was just sitting here. I was like, you know what? Fuck these guys. 93 comments. And when I say fuck these guys, I mean fuck them with love. Like, you know what? Enough. And 93. I was averaging 90 comments a day from people going back and forth in the banner. But the thing with the social media. So here's a perfect example. My Facebook account got hacked 2-3 years ago, so I haven't been on Facebook. And I think everything happens for a reason. This morning I woke up and I tried to log into my Twitter account, which I use personally. I don't use it for work. Got hacked. Done with it. That's another one off. So hopefully, because if I ever get hacked on YouTube, I'm out. I'm not fighting these companies to get back into their stupid social media bullshit. But what I noticed in the comments is, on my Twitter, on my Instagram, when I had Facebook, everything is your real name and verified. People that get obsessed about comments and they're commenting with bots. Did you see it's been going all around social media about kids in the 80s talking about us today? You haven't seen it? Oh, I got to send it to you. Yeah. It's the sickest thing ever. It was like My mom always told me not to talk to strangers. And then you mean to tell me in the future everybody's going to be on their phone talking to strangers? It's like the opposite, right? It's like, so the people that I get feedback from are the people that actually pay me. And like I said in yesterday's video, you see these people and they're talking about people like, you're on here and you're doing an infomercial for 9 minutes. What do you think I'm here for? I'm here to just be your charity fucking service, to just give you free picks. You think that's how I roll?
Yeah.
You think when Mitch called me up originally, remember when Mitch called me up originally and he was like, you need to fly down to my house. And we both flew down and he said, may his memory be a blessing. He was like, you got to give out a free pick every day. And I was like, phew, that sounded so amazing. Like, I'm going to get clients giving out free picks. He says, well, it's good. It's good to give back to the community. And then what we noticed was really there was no correlation. I'm sitting here. What am I? 63% for free since December. 68 and 38 since December for free. The people that are serious, that want to actually win and get their head out of their ass, do it. And the people that won't. And then those are the people that when you try to speak to them with logic, they get offended. You see people in the comments, he's narcissistic, he's got an ego. Yeah, I am, because look at it. At least we have the time here. I think the most irritating thing about what I do, Costi, is I show them how easy it is to win without handicapping. Micah runs the biggest syndicate in the world. Do you think Micah handicaps?
No.
Do you think Dave Miller handicaps?
What do you think Micah's doing right now?
He's certainly watching his fucking show.
He's definitely not watching the show. Nebraska keeps hitting threes, baby.
Did you have any 15 Sean Hill? I almost said his last name. Sean H saying hi. Sean H saying hi.
Watching on the TV.
He texted me yesterday. I said, man, I am laying in bed. I am dead. Food poisoning is no joke. I haven't had it in like 20 years. Woo. If anybody wants to know,
Sean's watching.
If anybody wants to know, is split pea soup. Think about that the next time you order split pea soup. Go ahead.
Just don't get the split. Get the pea.
Get the pea.
Get the pea soup. I'm impressed. Sean is Sean saying that he's watching us on the TV and not March Madness? That would be impressive. That would be impressive. Because if you saw my screens right here, I have 4 screens to the right. I have 2 games up. One's at halftime, so it doesn't matter. So there's no dual screen going on. But this is the best time of the year. Oh, he's got it up. He sent the picture.
Oh, yeah. He just sent it to me, too.
I still don't see any games, Sean. Shane. You keep calling him Sean. It's Shane.
I know. I
don't know what's your problem. But here, let's answer a question. This is for you, Eric. I've been watching Pathy's videos and keeping track of the systems. At what point in the season can I start using the systems? How much sample size or how many games till the systems work?
I mean, again, with all respect, I'm 63 and 38. I think I'll give the updated, I don't know what that means. So let's talk about these systems. Who created these systems, Costi?
Tell us.
Me. I created these systems. And why I created
and how did you create the system?
Exactly. Because I used to work in Don Best's office in Las Vegas pre-COVID 6 years ago. I would go and sit in their office with Brian Blessing. May his memory be a blessing. I would watch how these guys set the line, and they would basically say, you just don't even look at the teams, just look at the games. Don't even look at the teams, just look at the numbers. Excuse me. And he said, try to act like you know nothing about sports. And I said, well, I'm actually the guy that doesn't care about that. I don't know the teams. I don't know. And so what I did is I just started looking at data, kind of the way Al McMorty does, but Al's using a database. So this is a lot. These systems are not contrarian. They're like today's game with the Wizards. I'm not betting on the Wizards. I'll say it all the time in the video. And then someone, if the Wizards lose, will call me and will put a stupid comment. Here, the Wizards, that team. No, it's knowing who to bet against. And so what happens is you have to use logic.
Before you finish, this is an actual good follow-up question. what's the proper sample size to start using the systems? Is it a month in? Is it 2 months in?
I've been using these systems for years, and I've really, I only started tracking 103 games since December 1st. I wasn't even tracking before.
No, I'm saying, when is it the proper time to actually implement them?
Yes, I would say 10 games into a season.
It's a big enough sample size for you.
Right.
10 games.
10 games into a season. Especially, you got to remember, the only season where there's a lot of games is baseball. Everything else is anemic, right? You're talking about 82 games in hockey, 82 games in the NBA, however many games. It's not that many in college basketball. It's just a lot of teams, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're usually 30 games.
If I go right now, hold on, I'll tell you right now. Oh, well, you can look on the Don Best screen. So 30 games.
I said 30.
Right. North Carolina is 24-7. VCU is 24-7. So you're talking about 30 games in college basketball, 82 games in the NBA, 82 games in the NHL. For some reason, it's exactly the same. 162 games in baseball. NHL and NBA are the same. NFL, a fucking joke, a waste of time completely, right? There's no systems for the NFL. NFL is just utter bullshit. And explain to them when I say the NFL is utter bullshit. Like the other day, some guy was like called and he's like, well, I'm going to wait till the NFL because I really love the NFL. Why does the NFL not matter at all? At all.
You're limited to basically 1 day a week.
And there's no volume.
16 weeks, 17 weeks, 1 day a week, and then you have a bunch of island games.
Yeah, everybody gets all spastic about that.
Why the fuck are oranges so big? Random thought. I love oranges, and I'm assuming you live somewhere in the South where there's a lot of sun exposure.
I love that.
Because those Florida oranges, man. Send me some big oranges. About that.
Okay, so let's do this live right now. We're going to do this live on the air. A system live. There's 2 minutes and 53 seconds left in the TCU Ohio State second half game. What was the line on the game before it started?
Let me tell you what I got it at. I got TCU. Second.
I got it. Ohio State was -1.5.
I got TCU plus. No, I got TCU plus 2.5 when I released it.
Okay. So what is the play here at halftime? I don't even have to worry about the team. What's the play at halftime?
Well, it depends. It could go either way.
No. If you just do a system.
Because you if you like the dog at half, you're going to anticipate it.
You forget the dog. You don't have the system is if the dog is winning at half, you bet the dog again. That's it. There's no if you like. It's TCU plus 5.5.
No, I'm saying if you bet,
even if you didn't bet, even if you didn't bet,
and you have a dog that's up heavy at halftime, you're taking the same.
This is not about pregame betting. This is about I just come over here to my computer. In blue, it says halftime. I want to make a bet because I'm a fucking degenerate. I have no information. Who is the favorite? Now, what does the general public do? They do the opposite.
They're going to say, well, the line was the favorite was -2, and they're going to make a comeback.
And they might. But over 100 games,
this is the real system. You gave this to Kelly in person.
That's true.
You know, Jay Briggs talks about it every single time there's an overtime game. During the last, what were we at March Madness with them for the last 2 years. Every time it goes to overtime, he looks at me and he's like, we're fucked. I go, what happened? He goes, the Pathy method. I said, what is it? He goes, you never want the dog in overtime. We're screwed. We've never won.
Actually, the other day I was on the phone with Al and he had a game going to overtime that was a dog and they actually did win. And I was like, I couldn't remember forever. That was forever, whatever. But like I'm saying, if you're a degenerate and you just simply don't want to buy anything and you have your little, and again, when I say buy anything, have your $500.
What's the reasoning behind the Troy plus 15? That it's not about do we like 15? No, I know that's going on right now. They are, I think Wisconsin. Let me see. Went to commercial break. went to commercial break. I don't know the exact score. I think Wisconsin's up 11, right?
It's
They're up 11.
33 to 21. I'm sorry, Nebraska's up 11.
Yeah, Nebraska's up. So listen, the 15.5 has to have value. If you like Troy pregame and you happen to not bet it, then yeah, you're going to like them at 15.5 because it's a higher spread than what the game started at. I'm personally on Nebraska pregame. We're not big live bettors. We have teams and syndicates that do the live betting for us because it's so specific on trying to get the best market rate. So Eric and I don't do anything in game. We have the resources to have.
I do second halves, just not in game. Right?
Just not in game.
Now somebody will say, "Well, if that's the system, why aren't you taking TCU?" Because do it when the syndicates are on it, not when I. But I'm saying you can if you're sitting home and you're just like, I just want to have fun today and go nuts. Every time there's a dog at halftime, just bet the dog again. It's the opposite of reversion to the mean, where everybody thinks the favorite's going to come back, and what they do is they overprice the favorite. And since they overprice the favorite, a lot of times what happens is the favorite will win the game and not cover, or just get blown the fuck out. So in this instance, like, I don't have any skin in the game on the TCU game, but it'll be interesting to see what happens in the second half. But yeah, that's another free system that you don't even have to, and that works in the NFL, college football, college basketball. Dog up at half. And when I say dog, I mean, I don't mean up by 1 point. I mean, they're up, 5, 10, 20 points. And then you're expecting them to lay down in the second half, and then they don't. There you go.
So you said, is this a real system? No, it's not a system. It's a theory.
Well, you can't live bet in overtime anyway. The bookmakers.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's a theory.
I'm saying if you have a pre-market bet and the game goes into overtime and the dog's been like,
But it's our theory of being in this industry for decades, and we've seen so many teams go to overtime that you don't want the dog in overtime. Just letting you know. And I feel like we've been getting stunned by that in hockey. Same theory, Eric. We're always on the dog side in hockey. I couldn't tell you how many games have went to overtime and shootout, and because we're in the dog, we constantly keep losing the coin flips. Because in hockey, when you get to overtime, it's a coin flip.
It's like I was talking to a gentleman yesterday about baseball, and I say, I don't sell baseball monthly or weekly. And the reason why is if you're not playing the whole season.
Kelly's on it, man. Look at this one. She's a student. It's another one. In the casino.
Oh, yeah. That's
everybody's wearing a jersey. You fade them.
Fade those motherfuckers.
It's very, very true. And until you're in a casino and in a sports book and you see it in person, you don't actually believe it. Predominantly for March Madness. That's my favorite, is when I walk in and I'm going to bet a ticket at the window and I look around and I'm like, oh man, there's a lot of fans here. I can't remember exactly. There's a couple of them last year. With the absence of information, I walk up to the window and bet the other side. Every time. I don't think I've lost. TCU up 41-28.
Some guy just hit B. Van de Zanderschlup. You know who that is?
What's that, tennis?
Yeah. Every time.
I mean, I don't know who that is. I'm just assuming.
ATP.
It's either golf or tennis, individual players. So
people are like, they don't even realize syndicates, it's March Madness. They're hammering tennis.
Keep them coming, guys. Great questions today. We appreciate you. The show doesn't stop for March Madness.
It might stop next week for you, though, baby. Baby.
Yeah, so
baby.
Update, because I know a lot of people are inquiring minds are always in the know or want to know. She went to the doctor today. She has 40 weeks. She is not dilated at all.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
due date is 28th. So that's what, 9 days from now. So we're in the waiting game. I told her to go home, do some jumping jacks.
I was off air. I was going to tell you there's other things to do.
We're doing that as well.
You
You know who told me that? Hey, it's funny. So Billie Jean, I don't know if she's watching. She called me and she said, I told her the same. She goes, how's the wife doing? I watch your videos still, and I'm just making sure I know it's around that time. I told her exactly what I just said now. She's not dilated. She goes, tell her to go on long walks and have lots of sex.
Exactly.
So thanks, Billie Jean. Appreciate it.
Go home. Honey, Billie Jean gave me. You're going to have a March Madness baby.
Oh, it's only fitting.
See, I did good. I tried to plan it. I got February 9th and February 16th, which is like now before, when it was a shorter season, I would get I would get the Super Bowl birthday on my Super Bowl. I would get the Super Bowl on my birthday. Since they extended it a week, Myers already had a Super Bowl on his birthday once and then a day off twice. It was the year before was February 9th. This year is February 8th. But, you know, I didn't want to be like right in the middle. So you got to like plan things out, baby.
There was no planning this one.
There was no planning this one.
This was just when it happens, it happens. Let's see. Next question up. Eric, what are your thoughts on player props? Any success over the years with props?
Wouldn't even look at them for a half second. Meaningless in my world. That's because, again, I'm dealing with syndicates that want to get volume down. And the volume is king. Volume in money, volume in games. And there's just no, again, because I'm a game broker, I'm not a handicapper. I'm getting games from the groups that are making the plays. And Micah has had success with it in the past, but he gets limited so quick that it doesn't matter. So that it's not, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. You start winning in player props, you just ban your account immediately. Remember, for us, winning is easy. Finding places to bet is hard. That's the core essence of the game we're playing, right? I mean, I live in Baltimore, Maryland, and I could have 10 apps on my phone, and I can't bet at any place. I can't bet at MGM. I can't bet at Caesars. I can't bet at any app we have here. I can't bet it. Why? Because my account got ruined and banned. You can bet. You're a degenerate. What'd you hit, a $4 parlay the other day or something?
No. So Ruffalo was doing these. Ruffalo on the morning show said it 4 outright money line dogs, and we put them in, and the first 2 hit. It was a round robin, so I needed 3 out of the 4 to hit to make a substantial amount, and the first 2 hit. So we were live. I mean, we were live as shit, and the final 2 didn't hit. I thought the first 2 were.
Woo!
My brain is so mush this week.
If you want to see how caffeine affects you,
and he's got the triple-double ones too.
Do that, Costi. Don't drink any caffeine for 2 days.
No, thank you. Let's see. Does injury reports or player missing a game last minute ever change your system on the fly? Nope. So tell them about the injured man theory.
So the injured man theory is that whenever the line moves, so whenever the main star is taken out, then the line goes nuts. You take that team anyway after the line move, because all the lower rated players that have a chance to interview and step in get play time. So they actually step up because now they're coming off the bench and they're able. So anytime I see so-and-so is out, so is that. Remember, I keep going back to this. The systems, which are like 60%, are not the core of what we're betting. Like if I'm personally betting a system play for 1/4% and I'm betting a big game for 1%, that's 3%. Like it's negligible. So like I always tell people, like last night, the actual paid play was the over in the California game, over 151 in the California play. Why? That was the syndicate play. And then we went 2 out of 3 in hockey, scraping a little profit. making 1,500. With 2 and 1, made $1,500. So again, what the systems allow you to do is not go broke when you're betting on your own for fun with an absence of information. What they can't do is replace real information and high volume. So you can have fun with it. And yes, I understand if you're 68 and 38 for free, there's money in there, but it's really you're up about 20 units because of the juice. You know, everybody likes to do this subtraction nonsense. You know, it's like somebody will say to me, I'm 68 and 38. I'm up 30 games. No, you're not, motherfucker. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're 38. You're 38 times 110, which is 4180 minus 68, which means you're up 26 units. So you just went from being up 30 units to up 26 units. Versus baseball and hockey, it's the flip side. You're down, but you're up. And like I tell people is, look, there's a certain amount of video gaming that ruins the average bettor, which social media makes it easy. Like you can sit here and day trade sports like we do. And they think if you go and you have 7 monitors in front of yourself and you have access to all this information, but if you have no real strategies, it doesn't really matter. My personal opinion is, why reinvent the wheel? Why do I not handicap? Because when I got this job when I was 13 years old, Larry Ducart, may his memory be a blessing, was connected with the biggest betting syndicates in the world. Mike Levitt was a runner for Billy Walters here in Baltimore. We were getting Billy Walters games and we were pounding the shit out of him and then reselling them. And so when I went in there, and he would walk up every day to the chalkboard and he would, like old school, write the games down, and we'd have a phone bank. It looked like a boiler room, and the phones were blowing up because there was no telegram or internet. And you would, hey, take and you'd read the games off. And then I said to him after 2 years, where are you getting these games from? He goes, I get them from the guys that are the big guys that I just resell the games. He's like, why would I want to handicap when these guys are already doing it for me? And like I said, one of the most informative things that anybody can watch that's watching this is watch the old 60 Minutes interview with Billy Walters. That probably was the best. Let me see how long it was. YouTube. I mean, that
2012?
No, way older. Hold on. You just type in 60 Minutes.
2009?
Billy Walters. 15 years ago. CBS Sports Betting, Billy Walters. If you watch that, like they ask him, how do you make your plays? He says, I have guys on my payroll. He was talking about one gentleman that's autistic on his payroll. He was not, what are their names? Nobody knows their names. Only I know their names. It's like Troy. Yeah, I could say Troy all day long. Do you have Troy's number? Do you know how to call Troy? Motherfucker never loses. You know how to call him? Troy? You know how to call Troy? No. So the reality is, it's when you're getting plays that you can't resell. And this is what I said in the video the other day. We know that there's people in this business that buy plays. And when they buy plays, what do? They resell the plays like they're their plays. They can go online. They can go to PickDawgz. They can go online. They can do whatever they want. And the reality is they can claim they're theirs. But with my stuff, it's a little different. You can buy my plays and resell them, but I'm not going to give you 19 hours to get those plays out. I'm not going to post those plays. That's one of the reasons why with Al's All Access, we had to change it to Telegram, because the way it works is on a site, you got to have a cutoff where you're going to enter the plays in. Most people, what is most of your day spent? What's most of your day spent doing? What's up, Troy? I was just telling people that the biggest professional NFL bettor in the world, nobody has access to but me. What's up?
I'm just hanging with.
How's NBA treating you?
Good. We're almost done with we're almost done with the season. So yeah.
And then you get into baseball.
Baseball, yeah.
You guys can call
Ask Troy if he's had any coffee today.
Have you had? It's early there. He's in Las Vegas. Have you had any coffee today?
Man, I woke up at the crack of 11.
Oh right, it's 11:39 there in Vegas.
Right.
It's early. Yeah, no, I'm a little under the weather. I think I have COVID.
Oy.
They don't. They
No.
still have that.
They still have that? That's 6 years ago.
You know what? My grandson, he's 11 months. He just got
You
over
told
it.
me, yeah.
So yeah. So
So
how
listen,
you guys
I
doing?
walk.
How's the season?
We're on the live show right now. I walk into a store the other day, and I couldn't help it. I felt so bad, Costi. The guy. I look up at the guy. I go, "Didn't you get the memo? Today's the 6-year anniversary. The mask didn't work." And dude, everybody. The guy was behind the counter, and I looked up, and it was like a flashback of when the sports stopped 6 years ago, and I was
Oh,
with
wow.
my son, and I said, "Didn't you get the memo?" And everybody just paused and was quiet, and he was like, "Well, I'm wearing it for various other reasons." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a dark moment.
That was a dark moment. But I was telling these guys on the live show here about how, everybody has these public websites and people can rip information and resell it under their own. But when you have guys like me that deal with guys like you that aren't going to put your stuff out there, you said, it's and just because if you can speak louder, why did you never want to sell picks to the public? You told me you tried and then you refunded everybody their money because they were what? Unreasonable?
Yeah. They were impatient, and I always revert back to Costi. He says it really, really, really clear and plain, is that it's a business, and Eric, you and I have known each other over 25 years, and when we wouldn't have games for 2 weeks, guys were losing their mind.
Fucking losing their minds.
If we wouldn't have a game in a day, people are losing their mind. And then when you flip it and you say, listen, you're one of the smartest businessmen I know Monday through Friday, right? But you're the biggest dumbass Monday through Sunday when it comes to gambling. Why don't you understand that this is your money that you put in the stock market is no different than what we do, right? We're putting money out there and we want to profit. So if we don't have an option today that we have a favorable either line or an advantage, we're not going to just gamble. And so we ran into so many people that were frustrated that we didn't have games every day. And I just looked at my phone, which you brought it up. We only had 15 games all year in NFL last year, the whole season, 15.
I know. I got every one of them.
So people would go bananas. They'd be like, you're an idiot. I get 15 games in a day. I'm like, all right, tell me how that works out for you.
Well, again, you also know Micah and Dave Miller have a different strategy of high volumes. But and that's why you basically decided you're only going to deal with me, give me the games, and I'll decide who can add those 15 games to their portfolio and make it worth it versus guys blowing. I mean, dude, Costi, he literally had a guy meet him at the casino and gave him his money back. I was there. He was like, "Fuck you," and he handed him 50 G's back. He's like, "I don't." And the guy was like begging him, "No, I'm sorry." He goes, "No, man. You're texting me every day, asking me for games. Look, I get late putting games out on Telegram. Costi starts getting blown up. People are yelling at him, "Where are the games? Where are the games? Where are the games?" It's just, and you really question. I mean, you're a guy that's never had a job. I say that with respect. Your job is you're a professional gambler living in Las Vegas. And like you said, you deal with these guys that have Lear jets and they act goofy as fuck. It's amazing.
It's and here's the counter though to what you just brought up. I wish I had the patience that Micah and Dave have, and I wish I was their client. But here's the thing for me, that product's just, it's crazy. I mean, those guys make a ton of money and they're doing it. And for me, I can't make 1 million bets a day. I just couldn't do it. I bet, our 1 or 2 options that we might have, and that's it. We let the chips fall where they may. And at the end of the year, we make over 25%. And it's just more tolerable for, me, you, Costi, your group, your syndicate of people that you sell and give this to on a private side. But for me, I couldn't deal with any more people that are impatient.
I hear you. Feel better. I'll call you after the show.
See you guys.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Dude, he literally had 15 games last year. Now he might have been like 14-1 or whatever, but that's not the point. The point was can you imagine giving somebody 15 games for the season after subscribing to a service? He tried it. He was like, I can't do this. I warned him. I said, your product is not for the general public. But you have this counterbalance where you have an extreme. David Miller, Micah Smith is not for the general public. Our betting bot is not for the general public, right? There's a fine line because everybody claims they want to win. Now, what people don't realize when he says 25% at the end of the season, we didn't tell everybody what he does, right? He only bets money lines. There's no point spreads. So he bets money line favorites, and he doesn't just take $500 favorites and all that bullshit. But he'll go up to I think his cutoff is like 280 on a football game. And the reality is, when you're betting, 10 million in a football season, 25% of 10 million is some good money.
We got 4 games going right now.
Well, let's see. How's my TCU second half doing?
It's not looking good for you. They made it come back. You're only up by 6 now.
All right. Well, I didn't bet it. It was just a system. I'm going to have people yelling at me and crying, Utah, I pulled the trigger on that motherfucker.
We have Wisconsin about to tip off. We have Louisville, South Florida. 12 minutes left in the first. We have a game at halftime with Nebraska, Troy, and we have TCU, Ohio State in the second half. What a time to be alive. What a time. Probably my favorite weekend of the year.
Oh, so I wanted to tell you about that second half system. So positive reinforcement, what happens is, so people will remember the favorite that comes back. So let's say Ohio comes back, covers, wins the game for the game in the second half. But they don't realize if they do it 100 times, they're going to lose 60 times. So again, back to volume versus no volume. Any individual game can lose in a by itself, right? But long term, if you're playing 10 games where you're chasing 10 favorites at half, you're going to be 4-6. That's just the numbers. I already know those numbers. You're going to lose. At best, you're going to be 50%. At best, you're going to be 50%. But if it was that easy to chase every favorite at the half, and one of the real aggressive things you could do at the half when the dog is up is take the dog on the money line. If they offer the dog on the money line in the second half for small money, they become like mini parlays. You have a team that's like, minus 13 at the half and they're down, whatever. And then you got the dog at the second half getting 11 and they're getting 600. You put a little on the 600, What are you staring at? What game you're looking at?
Louisville's scrappy. I love the
It's funny. You got that degenerate gambler look when you're looking off the side. That's like funny because I never watch games. How about that first 15? Can you do that on the legal sports books or is that only in Vegas?
I'm sure you can.
Tell everybody about the first 15.
Here in Vegas, it's you could bet the team that scores 15 points first. 15 points first. Got action right now. We're in the mix here. We're in the mix. Let's see.
A client was calling me. I'm letting.
No. No, you can't do it.
You can't do the first 15?
The Vegas thing.
Brent was calling me. I said I'm
Vegas
on live for 15.
Only a Vegas thing. It's a team that scores 15 points first, and we always favor the underdog. So usually if you have the games that I bet that I do that for, and again, it's not a refined system. I mean, there's no refined system for 15 points. But if you like the dog pregame and you think they're going to come off hot, then you're getting value with them plus money to score 15 points first. It really only works against really 15-2, 14-3, where you're getting really good pricing on it. What was that?
What is that? What are you talking
What the
about?
hell was that? TCU just missed a layup. What was that? Like I said, we are live for an hour during March Madness. I didn't think
We
I'd
have
be
a
able to
client
hang for an hour.
just sent me a message. I'm in for the 25 for baseball. How do I get you the money? And I said, hold on one
So
second.
right now, because remember, it's a closed group. We're only doing 4. We have 34 right now. And we don't look, we take the approach of the cultivation of this database. This is something that we acquired, something we purchased. We don't want a lot of clients on it. We want serious bettors only. And because of the volume, because of the amount of money that we spent acquiring it, it's not really for everyone. Now, there's going to be other products that we're going to offer during baseball, but not this high volume syndicate.
And I was explaining to this on one of the videos the other day where people go crazy that it's an infomercial, is that it keeps the riffraff out and the resellers out. What people don't understand is, Al McMorty has said this over and over again. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Do you know how many motherfuckers out there sell Al's picks like they're their picks? What's he going to do? He has no control. They go online, they buy his picks. Then they open up a website or a group Telegram channel. And they say, I got these great fucking picks. And then they resell the picks.
Well, we figured it out. We figured out the
You
person.
tell everybody that story. You had a guy that bought somebody's picks and then came back originally, figured out that we were the source and came back to us directly.
Yeah, so he was reselling Big Al's all access games. And look, we can't control that, right? We can't control it.
But I can control it by setting the bar so high that you're not at that level once you get into the level of serious. And plus, when you're talking about making over 100 units in a baseball season and you're betting a dime a game, and you would have made 150, call it between 100, depending upon what your lines were last season, 130 to 150,000 betting baseball at a dime a game, you're more of a serious qualified client. And like I explained to people is that when I was younger, had the same situation as Al. I would go onto these forums and they'd literally be posting Eric Pathy's playing there.
TCU only up 2 now.
Dude, all right, what do you want from me? The system sucks. It's horrible. That's it. No, I'm joking. I'm saying this is what would happen is that you literally would be in a scenario where I would go on the forums. Clients would call me and they'd say, I'm paying you, Eric, and your games are for free on these forums. This was back in like the forum day. It's not really a thing now. And because my price point was lower, people would buy them and then post them and then resell them. Now nobody's going to do that with what I charge. So I'd rather have less clients keep the riffraff out because, again, especially what people don't understand, they get obsessed with line moves in basketball and in football. Line moves in NHL and baseball are seriously important because if I'm betting a baseball game plus 50 cents and then the world grabs it and it goes down to 20 cents, that is killer at the end of the year. That's the difference between winning 140 units and winning 120 units on that one game. So when we're doing the weekly reports of hockey or baseball, we're doing it based upon the money lines that we have at that time. The second those lines go down, yes, it doesn't change the outcome of a win or a loss, i.e. with Al's games or other handicappers' games or syndicates, what you'll see is it's the difference between winning a game and losing a game when a line moves a half a point. You're never going to have that issue in NHL and baseball. You're going to win the game or you're going to lose the game. Okay, we already know that, right? You can't turn a winner into a loser in NHL or baseball. What you can do is win a hell of a lot less because you're beating the shit out of that dog line and it's coming down. When you look at some of these spreads in baseball, it is criminal. And in hockey, it's criminal. Like right now, if I just log into any website and I go straight bets and I go hockey, I mean, look at look what these guys, they just rob the player, especially on the dog side. So, you look here at how do I end this? Sorry, people calling live on the air, man. Look at the Chicago Blackhawks. So you take Minnesota minus 225 today, and you get back the Blackhawks plus 185. That's fucking criminal. Now, let's say everybody starts banging the Blackhawks, and the Blackhawks go down to 165 or even 180 or 175. You are destroying your P&L. So when people say, why are you only limiting it to 40 people? Can I control those 40 people giving it to their other? No, but is somebody really going to pay $25,000 and then give their shit out to their buddies for free? No. I mean, look at the spread these bookmakers make. Minus 225 plus 185. So in baseball, you get a 10-cent line or 20-cent line, and you got to shop your line. And the higher dog side you can get, the better it is.
Shop till you drop.
What are you talking about?
Shopping the line around.
Oh, my reversion to the mean strategy didn't work today. Ohio State rolling. Doesn't matter. You just do it like that's the thing. If anybody watched that and they click the button on TCU, these systems, and this is the hardest thing, is your brain is what keeps you from making money. You literally have a screen up. And by the way, let's talk about that. When we talk about selling information, unless you're spending a minimum of $500 a month and you're connected into a actual terminal, a screen, that's $6,000 a year right there that you're making an investment. And then you're willing to sit in front of the computer all day and auto bet these systems. If let's say you weren't ever going to buy any picks and you were going to just use all the free systems that I put out, you could, but then you'd want to, at the minimum, spend $6,000 a year for the screen and then sit in front of the screen and then have no life. Now, some people choose to do that. I don't, which means like Brad was asking me about second halves. A lot of times I just forego making money as a lifestyle choice. There's so many games to bet on that it never ends. So if I want to leave the office and get on the bike and ride 20 miles and miss 7 potential second half plays, in the big scheme of things, big fucking deal. You know what I mean?
This fucking TCU team. I get it. I get it.
I'm confused. Oh, you're on TCU?
Yeah, pregame.
Oh, pregame. Dude, it's 6:55 left. I'm looking at
just
the
saying. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying. It looked like shit.
Watching TCU sell the bag, baby.
So much action today. That's what keeps you on your toes all of March Madness. Literally the best day of the year. It really, really is. I cannot name another better sporting day where you have 4 games at a time, craziness, upsets, Cinderellas. I love it. It's definitely the best basketball you could watch.
Do you what do you think about, before we because this, these shows fly by, working with me so long, well, never seeing somebody like me, and I guess you could say Ted's the same. We just don't care about games. And actually, I take that back. He loves watching the games. So I'm like the outlier.
You're the only one. You're the outlier.
What do you think? What do you think the reason is? Like, I'm not. People know. Like, I'm not making it up. Like, he knows. I do not care about any of these games. Like, I asked you this morning. The first thing I said to you when I called you, I go, "Did that free pick win?" Like, I didn't even check the score, dude. I didn't even know.
You just have a different philosophy. It's just different. I mean, there's a lot of guys.
Yeah, but Dave Miller doesn't watch the games. Micah does
sometimes.
When he's live betting, but if he's not doing it for the purpose.
Well, when you're betting 30, 40 games a day, it takes the fun out of watching. There is no watching. You can't watch 40 games a day. You have no life. Maybe. March Madness is different because it's so condensed into the main market that it has it's the constant action of this entire day where you could put it on a split screen, where on most days, unless you have multiple TVs, you can't do that. And they're all happening at the same time. And it's the same exact time slot every year. I mean, it's the best. I mean,
Here, put up that comment from Rilo G, taking hella notes. So Rilo, all you got to do is go to ericpathy.com, click the YouTube button. Every one of my videos is archived online. if you can stomach going through those videos, because there's a lot of videos, and write down those systems, there's a lot of notes to be taken. I haven't even looked. I don't know how many videos I've done. Let's look. Let's look here on my playlist. 768 videos for YouTube.
Final.
768 videos for YouTube.
And just like that, the hour of power is done. Everybody, enjoy March Madness. I'm hopeful to be here next week. We appreciate each and every one of you. If you want to learn more about any of the products that we offer, and if you could be a good candidate for the stuff that we release, you could hit us up, call us, text us. The number's right in the description of this video. If you join the free bracket challenge, hopefully you win, and you could take advantage of a 2-month promo and 1-month promo or 1-week promo of the Dime Club if you choose to go that route. And with that being said, anything, I think that's it for me.
Stay away from split pea soup for a while.
Yeah, stay away from split pea soup. We actually acted very professional today, so we don't have to worry about acting more professional tomorrow.
You got it. See ya.
See you guys.